Hey guys, Campfire Colonel here. Got another episode starting fires today. I'm going to show you how to start a fire with your bare hands using the hand drill. Okay, before we get started, the three most important things that you got to remember about fire by friction is number one, dry, number two, dry, and number three, dry. Okay, so as a novice like me that's learning how to do this, I went out and got some stuff to increase my chances and to keep my stuff dry. I got a waterproof box that's supposedly airtight, pretty much airtight, to keep my bow drill and my baseboards in and keep them nice and dry. And I created this. It's made out of a piece of PVC pipe, glued it, put another piece on the top, got a screw on top, and I keep my hand drill spindles in there, and I throw a couple of packets of desiccant in. Desiccant absorbs moisture. You can get them in various sizes. This is a little size that changes color from orange to green when it gets moisture and absorbs moisture. These are some smaller packets, and as you can see, these when it's dry, it's dark blue, and as it changes and absorbs moisture, it turns pink. So I keep that stuff. Throw a couple in here in my spindle canister. I keep several inside my my box and change them out when they turn pink. Now the good thing with this desiccant is that you can reuse it. Once it turns pink, you can put it in the oven on a low setting for about 200 degrees for a couple of hours, hour or two, and it'll turn it back that dark blue. Okay, I've got three different types of spindles like you saw in the bow drill episode. This is a new one, cattail stalk. It's got to be nice and dry, like I talked about in the other episode. It has to make that clinking sound. Cattail makes a woody stem. The dog fennel, just a longer version of the ones I used in a bow drill episode. And then horseweed. So again, they're a little bit longer than my arm if I put it here, but you just want a length so that your hands can go down it. If you got too short of a stem, then you're going to sit here and you're going to go in one spot the whole time. Okay, I'm going to choose a horseweed spindle today. You can sand these things down if you want. I sanded this one a little bit, just a little easier on the hands. So I'm going to set these off to the side. And let's talk about the baseboard. I mentioned this in the bow drill episode, but you want for this a softwood and for this a softwood. Some people do prefer a hardwood, but softwood tends to work best for me because you're going to spin this thing on this baseboard really quickly, and you're going to produce a dust from the spindle and from the baseboard as well. I use several different types. My favorite is basswood. It's kind of a tree that has a big heart-shaped leaf on it. The common pine tree in North Carolina does work, and yellow poplar works as well. I'm going to use the bass board. And you notice I've prepped the board a little bit. Some people prefer to make a place to seat the spindle. Some don't. I tend to like to make a little seat for it. So when I'm starting out, it just keeps it in place versus popping out. You don't want it to pop out on you. The other thing you have to do is cut a little triangular shaped almost like a bottom half of an hourglass into the circle. And it has to go just into the circle. It not only goes at an angle, but it kind of goes backward a little bit. And what the purpose of that is to catch the hot ember, the dust you're creating by spinning the spindle and the baseboard. The thing to notice, I bought this as lumber. Like I said in the other episode, lumber is cut green. So you really want to dry this stuff out. There's different ways of drying it out. If in a survival situation, you'd have to be in the sun for a long, long time to get it dry. I used a oven, put it in an attic, put it in the dashboard of your car or whatever, but it has to be dry. The other thing is you want to have your fire bundle ready to go. If you get an ember going and you don't have any place to put it, then you blew it. So you do want to get that thing. There's two schools of thought. You can do it right onto the bundle. That's probably the better method. I learned how by having something to catch it first, and then I'm going to transfer the ember into my fire bundle. Then once I get it into my fire and I have fire, what do I put on it? You know, you want to start with the little tiny sticks and get progressively larger until I get to my actual fuel, my firewood. So I'm going to use another piece of char cloth. I'm a big fan of char cloth. I'm going to use a piece of birch bark to catch my ember, and I'm just going to put my char cloth on there. It gives me a little extra time with the ember when I put it into my bundle. Some people sit and do it like this and hold it down with their foot, and I've tried it that way. It seems like it takes a lot more energy for me to do it that way because I'm having to push down with my strength and spin at the same time. I like to kind of take one knee like this because now I'm using my weight to push down on my spindle. Hear the little squeak? That means my material is really, really dry, and hopefully that'll improve my chances. If you're not used to it, this can cause blisters on your hands. So I like to get the blood flowing to my hands. Kind of get ready. I'm going to push down. I'm going to start off a little slow, and it just depends on how many times it takes to spin this thing. So just take your time. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, notice I'm starting out slowly, and then I'm gradually increasing the rate I'm spinning. As soon as you see smoke, don't stop. Keep going. That means keep going 2 or 3 more times down, and make sure you've got a good ember before you stop. Okay, I think I got a good ember. I'm real gently going to tap it out. Yeah, see how it rolled out? Gotta be very careful of that. I'm going to roll it into the dust. I'm going to take it and deposit it into my fire bundle. Important thing is catch your breath. That was a little bit of a workout, but now I'm going to put the wind at my back. Feels like it's coming this way. See the smoke. Here we have fire. Okay, today we did the fire by hand drill. To me, that's the ultimate in firecraft, in fire by friction, is the hand drill. Using no other methods but 2 pieces of wood and your bare hands to start a fire. Just remember If you don't remember anything else, dry, dry, dry. It's got to be bone dry. I practiced this a lot, and I had a lot of failures, and what I figured out was my material was too wet, and you don't even know it's wet. The humidity in the air will draw into your materials. Dry it out, keep it dry, go get you some materials and practice, practice, practice. And I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, hit like and subscribe to our page. Take care.